Hello, friends. Welcome. I hope so. You are doing well. First of all, Happy New Year, and this is the first video in New Year, and I hope so. You're doing well. By the way, we'll be starting the new year by learning what? We'll be learning Redux toolkit. Okay, so you know, as you might have guessed, I was watching George Hod's video. What? You don't know who George Hodge is? He's my favorite YouTuber. I just love watching his videos. So you can also go and enjoy and see his videos. His videos are quite cool. I love his videos. By the way, let's move ahead. The target today is to learn redux toolkit. Okay. uh, More or less I know what is redux, how it works, but I haven't tried using redux toolkit, which is this library. Okay, and today the target is to basically use this library and make something. But the question arises, make what? So my plan is to use something called news API, right? This thing, to use this thing and to make something, right? So we will be using this particular API to get the current news and show it on the screen, maybe cache it, do something with it. Uh, so and we'll be using Redux Toolkit for storing the state. Then, okay, and what else? We might use Tailwind. Sorry. I'm sorry. All the headphone users, I'm really sorry for you. Okay. By the way, is my headphone connected? Because okay, it's not connected. I have to just turn it on. Yeah. Let's finally it's connected. Let's play something. So that we have some music, right? What should we play? What should we play? Okay. This is a very good, like this is one of my favorite songs. Okay. Okay. I think you can't hear it. Can I make you hear this? I don't know. Media source. Media source. Okay. I don't know. How can I share this? Wait, I'll just try to share this song with you. Okay. And I think you'll love it. I don't know, like, will I get a copyright strike by doing this? But if I get one, we'll remove this video. Can I delete this by any chance? It's not even allowing me to delete this. I mean, okay. Here's OBS, guys. How to actually add this my system sound in this? I don't know. Plus scene media audio input capture. That's what we want. Okay, let's click OK, and we have MacBook Air 3-bit input capture. Like 3-bit is actually my okay. We can just okay. This is not what we want. Discard. Don't want that. Okay, that's sad. I will just delete this again. Okay, guys, I don't know how to share this, so let's continue. Yeah. Let's. I'll just play this for myself. You can go play for yourself. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Let's start with this. We'll be using something called wheat for this making this. Okay. So let's go to desktop. Okay. And let's create a project. Okay. So we'll say wheat create. Yeah. And we'll name the project. So let's call it news app. it's this is the command, I think. Okay, yeah, this is the command for creating a reader. The project name is news app. We're gonna use TypeScript version of React. Okay, let's go to news app and let's start by installing all the dependencies. Okay, that's what we'll be doing. So, okay, so once we have installed the dependencies, the next thing we'll be doing is starting the app. But first, let's add some more packages. Few more packages. First is Redux, then React Redux. Okay, so we'll add them, right? Once we have done that, the next thing we'll be doing is what we'll be doing. Let's. Do you want to use Tailwind CSS? Yeah, I want to use it. Wheat will be installing for Wheat, and first thing is add these as a development dependency. Okay, let's install Tailwind CSS classes right now. The next thing we'll be doing is what? Okay, this command. Okay. Anything else? Let's change the content right to this. Anything else? Let's put these things in this index.css file, right? Next thing is this is already done. So now we can start using. Okay, there are few more things which we need to actually do. Is remove all the useless files. So we do not need this file. In this, we do not need all these different component, right? Here we do not need this one as well. We do not even need this state as well. So we'll remove it. Let's save this thing. And this is the component which we actually we do not have this, but we definitely have React. So let's put it that way. Yeah, it's there. Now we don't need this favicon.svg. Let's remove that. Logo.svg is also not required. Yeah, that's fine. That's all what we need. Uh, yeah, yeah. So let's fire up our app and let's see what do we have. Yarn dev. So our server started on port 3000. I mean, our app started at port 3000, which comes up to be a blank app as we are expecting because, of course, this is a blank app. We haven't put anything there. So here is a hack. I mean, I don't know. Okay, can I log in? I have already registered for this. Okay, this is the API key we have. Let's copy this. Okay, 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 guys. Let's continue. the next thing we'll be doing is actually, okay, let's start building bit by like this div. So what we can do is we can just call it div with width full, right? Uh, let's give them text color. Let's call it white, right? And let's give some background color, maybe red. No, blue 500. Let's call it our news app, right? Yeah. See, that's how it looks. Yeah. So here we have our app, and here is where we are building it. So let's increase the text size. So we can say it's text x, make it 2x, right? Let's give some padding, maybe 3. Like, we are not focused a lot on the UI right now. Just we want to learn the core part. We just want to make it like a little bit beautiful. It doesn't look crappy. That's why we are putting a little bit of tailwind CSS there, right? So let's try to fetch data and show something on the screen. Yeah, we'll be using use state, and initially it will be rank. Let's give the type as string right now. What we can use, we can use effect to fetch the data, right? And let's create a function over here. We can call it even like this. Okay. Should we use Axios for this? I feel we should. Okay. Let's add Axios. Yeah. Let's import that thing. Axios. So let's write Axios from Axios, right? Once we do that, we can do Axios dot get request. Let's copy the API key. For now, like we'll put it over here, which should we should not do it. I mean, we should put it in the .env file, which we'll be doing for after this. But let it be right now over here. Yeah, that's our API key, right? Next thing what we'll do is we'll go back to home, right? Okay. This is some get address. It comes up with a key and all. Yeah. So it already comes with the doesn't let me highlight this. Let's go to documentation. Okay, so it says let's go to searching for news article authentication. Top headlines. Yeah, that's what we want. So if we just give a get request to this URL, and here's the country code. So whatever country we give, that particular country's headline will be getting. So let's say if I just paste this over here, right? And we can make this async await or that, then like if I just do, I'll get some response, right? And the data will be in response.data, right? So once we have the data, we can set the data up. Right? So we can say set data. We can just say res.data, or we can just say data with or we can say json dot json.stringify data. Whatever data is there, we have stringified that, right? And now we can definitely show it over here. So we can just say something like code free. Okay. We can just do json.stringify. Okay. Right. Okay. We already have that as a stringified. right? So we do not need to do that. There's one issue, this data will be conflicting with this kiss key. So well, let's keep it like this. So that will differentiate that. Yeah, see, you can see all the things are there. I mean, you can definitely do this. You can see this is the response. Okay, whatever it is, we don't care about that a lot. Let's show that thing, right? So that's fine. What is the structure of data we have over here? This is the data structure. Let's make a interface for articles. Let's see what we can put over there. So every article has a source, right? Right. So that's what we care about. Okay, we do not care about this. So we care about author, right? Which will be a string. By the way, if you don't know what is the difference between a capital string and a small string, a capital string is actually it's like it's used for network usage, right? So I'll just give you an example. If I just search what is the difference between string and string data type in JavaScript, right? So if you do that, here's the answer. So you can see capital string is a string type which could use to create new string. Nobody does this in JavaScript. Literals are considered better, so S2 is an example of reading words correctly. Okay. String data type is a type which can be used to drive additional. We don't give a. Actually, as per I have heard, just correct me if I'm wrong. I think the small string, this string, means this is strict. I mean, this cannot be null or undefined. But if you're fetching this from a network, this might be null or undefined. Right? So if you don't want that functionality, you should use like this string. Right? So that's the difference. As per me. Okay. So you can just correct me if I'm wrong. So the title is also a string now, right? Then description, which is also a string right now. Then we need a URI, which is also a string right now. The next thing, URL to image, of course, we need that. Okay. Next thing we need is publish that. Do we need that? Yeah, we can need that, but we'll see. We'll do not need that. Okay, we need content, of course. That will be a string, right? It's not it's n, right? So we have that. What else do we need? Okay, that's all what we need, right? So what we can do is here what we can do is we can just say this is an array of articles, right? And initially this will be like this. Yeah. So what we can do is we can say whatever data we receive, right? What we can do is articles, right? So this is the property which we need. So the type of this will be array of articles, right? Yeah, once we have that, we can just set the data. Right. So yeah, we can set the data. Once we do that, I think we'll be able to, we can just go over here and we can just render them, right? Yeah. Uh, uh, so we can say data dot map articles. The title, let's make it as a card. So how we can make it is we can just put some shadows. So we can say shadow medium, a rounded medium, some padding, right? We can have the maybe main content over here, something like that. Let's be author over here and content over here, right? So if you do that, that should give me all the news articles, something like that, right? That's good, and that's what we were expecting. Okay, how much? Okay. The next thing what we want is we want to store all these data in a store, not like this, like locally over here. And one more thing, we want to show all the headlines in a single page, and when you click them, the details should be visible. Let's put images as well over there. It will be a lot of fun. Oh, yeah. Okay, so it basically requires the small string. Okay, so what we can do is we can just say as, and that will solve the issue. Okay, yeah, we have images. We have amazing images. These are the headlines from the US. Okay, okay, yeah. Moving forward, what do we need? What else would we need? We need to store all this information in an Redux and React store. Let's see how does it work. Okay, we have to install this. Okay, so we can say yarn add. Okay, that will basically add this to our project, which is Redux toolkit. Next thing is what's included. So it has a configure store. Okay, so which provides simplified configuration options for good defaults. It automatically combines with slice reducer, creates how the hell this works. Wait, can you show me an example? How does this RTX query? Okay, RTX query is actually used for fetching, data fetching and caching, which we definitely want in our application. Next thing is but powerful toolset to define API interface for it to simplify common. Okay, 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 okay. Let's actually start by creating a normal store. So in the source folder, we'll be creating a folder called store, right? Then what we'll do is we'll just create an index file. Yeah. which will return you the store. So we'll just say import something from. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Yeah. Okay. Now we'll have to give some of the configure store options. I think that's what it's talking about. Yeah. So we'll have to give some reducer. Okay. So let's see how to create a reducer in uh, Redux toolkit. Okay. Create reducer. See, yeah, this is how you create reducers in like uh, Redux toolkit. So what we'll do is we'll just create a new folder and we'll call it reducers, because in a single app you might have multiple reducers, right? Then what we can do is we can just say news list news reducer.ts, right? Next thing what we can do is this is the news reducer, right? And how to create this. So what if like I import this, create reducer, right? So if we say okay, so it says like previously in the default Redux, as you know, this is the approach which we used to take, right? But in like this toolkit way, we actually create like there's a function called create action, and there's a create reducer, then there's a state. Okay, so that's a counter state which is the value, right? So then what would use you have increment, decrement, increment by amount. These are the functions which you create an action for. Then what you do is you pass an initial state and then you say builder. Okay, that's the which you get, and then we just keep on adding the. Okay, that's cool. That's cool. So what you can do is we can just basically let's say there's some initial state, right? Use store, right? Uh, type fetching, which will be boolean, right? There will be error. So if something error comes, we'll be having over here, and we'll have articles. It will be an array of articles which we'll be taking from here. Okay, and we might paste it over here, right? Then we might what we can do is we can say that this is an array of articles. So array of articles, right? So now this means that this is the type of our store, and this is the type of articles. I mean, every article which you're reading. Now what we have to do is we have to create some, as per this, we have to create some actions, right? Counter increment, counter decrement, all sorts of this. Okay. Whether this should be unique, I think, because that's how it knows, that's how uniquely identifies these things. So we can say const set fetching, right? And you can say create action, right? Then you can say counter slash, no, not counter slash. Let's call it like news slash set fetching, right? Sorry, news slash set error, right? Okay, now we need some initial state. We can just even set a type of this, right? Right? Calculate a type, which is new store type, right? That's a store type. Now what we can do is we can just in the create store function, as per this, we can pass our initial state, right? And then we'll get something called builder, right? Right. And then we have the builder dot. We just keep on adding cases. So add case. First case is this one, set fetching, right? So you get some state, right? And then you get the action, right? Uh, okay. Then you can just change the state directly. So you can say state dot fetching is equal to whatever action dot payload I receive. Wait, why is that giving me an error? So undefined is not okay. How can I set a type of the okay? Here's an example. So if like I want to increase this by some amount, so I have to say number. So that's the type of the action. Okay, got it. So if I just say so both of them will have like the type boolean. Similarly over here as well. This will also have a type boolean because of course that's how you're doing it. And you have set error, right? So okay, we can we can do this now. Okay. Similarly, we can just do like one more thing. I think okay. Uh, add case is nestable. We can just say add case set error, right? So you get the state and action, right? Then what you can do is you can just say state dot error is equal to whatever action dot payload you will have. Yeah. See. Next, we have the data. So we need the articles, right? So we can have like articles is equal to create action, right? Uh, so what do we need is for this is we need an array of articles, right? And then what we can do is we can just say news slash articles, right? That's the articles, and we can just similarly over here we can just do dot add case, and we can just say set articles, right? So we receive like state and the action over here, and we can say state dot articles is equal to action dot payload, right? Right. So that's what we want. Hmm. So we are done with this. Do we need anything? Usage with builder callback notation. The overload accepts a callback notation which receives builder object as an argument. This builder object provides add case, add matcher, add default case function that may be used to define what action this reducer will handle. Okay. So I mean I know add case. What is add matcher and add default case? Okay. Add matcher I think is like add default case is like if nothing matches, this is what will happen, right? And then what is add matcher? Okay. Okay, it's like add matcher. You can't apply matcher function to an incoming action. Is action with number payload. How does that work? Okay, add match is like you can pass a parameter over here, right? In this, like you can pass a function over here. The function should return like true or false. And if that returns true, it will be executed. Otherwise, it will not. So that's add matcher. Got it. That's how it works. Yeah, man. So we have like this one. Right. So let's add this reducer to our very own store. Let's import this. I think all these actions will be exportable. So we can just say export, right? Right. And initial state is okay. And we can just default export this reducer, right? So what we can do is we can just say news reducer. So we can just import this from news reducer, right? We can I think do reducer where and this accepts an array. Yeah, that's definitely accepts an array. So we can say news reducer. Is that enough? Like, is that all which I need to do? Create reducer. This takes in root reducer. Yeah, so this should work. Let's try to use this. Now you'll ask me how will you be using it? Then we'll try to have like that additional like these RTX query. We'll be trying to use this after we are able to successfully like send this to our store. So what we can do is we can just go to main.tsx file. We can import our store from our store, right? And we can just there's something called provider. I think that's right. And we can provide a store to this. So now this will this will make our store available everywhere. So now we can have articles over here. I mean, what we can do is in the reducer we can just export this type as well. So we can just say export articles, right? Then what we can do is we can go over here and we can say articles. Can we have any suggestions? Yeah, we can. Okay, this still have some issues. Okay. Okay, we don't have this. Yeah. Okay. After this, I think we can just, okay, we do not need this. After this, what we can do is we can just import that or those actions from, I think they're called slices in this. Yeah. So, right. So I can just go to news reducer and I can, okay, my battery is getting low. I have to put my laptop on charge. Just get like there's the charger. I have to get it. Wait, I'm just coming. Right. Just give me a second. Okay. Okay. Ah, come on. Just get plugged in. Finally, got it. Got a wire over here. We can plug this thing up now. Yeah. Okay. Okay. We have plugged this in. The next thing what we can do is we can just have like we can import everything from here. So we can have like okay, not like this. We can have like set articles. So, right. So instead of set data, we can say set articles, and we can have the data. Yeah. Wait, how will I access the store? How can I access the store? Okay. 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 Like, do I have to like use selector sort of thing? Do I have to do that? Maybe. Let's try that out. Right. Okay. Actually, this is our whole state. I mean, whole. We do not need this right now. Let's remove this. It's not charging. Wait. Okay, it's charging. It's charging. Okay, it's charging. Okay. Okay. I think this is the store type, which is new store type. We just have to export this, right? So we can go here and we can say this is news store type. There's your type. And now you can actually use this. So we can just say instead of data, we have to say articles over here. Does that work? No, that doesn't work. What is the issue? It says reducer is a required argument and must be a function of an object that can be passed with combined reducer. Reducer is a reducer is a required argument. Okay, we messed. I'm sorry, guys. we messed something up. I don't know what. How do you do that? Great. So you can see this is the reducer, right? And in the configure store, this is the reducer which was passed. So this is not an array, this is an object which we can actually pass the names. So if you're talking about news, so we can just pass this over here and we can say this is the news reducer, right? So let's solve our issue. But now this thing is news. So we say state dot news dot articles. Wait, let's have our app back. Nothing is coming up over here. Okay. What is the issue? Why don't we have anything over here? I think the reason is we are selecting the wrong. What if if I just select the whole state? What if I log the state out? Whatever this thing is. Yeah, I mean that was expected. We have a news. Okay. Yeah, we did that. I mean, this function is not working for some reason now. Either this is some kind of issue. I don't know. I mean, why is it not going there? Of course, we have the data, and why is it not visible? That's the problem. Let's use redux to see what is the issue. It's empty, guys. It's not even getting released. I mean, if you check the actions, right? The actions doesn't even the action have like what we need. See, it's like okay, ah, it has an initialize action, but it doesn't have any other action. So we have like set articles which we are passing from here, right? How let's search this? How to call to a action in 'Cause okay, so we create an action, right? So guys, we call slices like in Redux toolkit, reducers are known as slices, I believe. How to call this, man? That's what we need. So I mean, this is not valid. Is that the case? I mean, do we have to do like something like this? Yeah. And dispatch set action with whatever data we have. Is that like that? Oh my God, that's true. That's how you dispatch an action. So you just call it with whatever data you passed with it. Okay, got it. Got it. This is how you do it. This is how you do it. Okay. Okay. Got it. So what you have to do is you have to use this dispatch function, then pass the function in this with the data to basically store it. Got it. Got it. Got it. Got it. Okay. What's next? Uh, I want to use this RTX caching thing. I think that would be great. Okay. So RTX query provides an additional add-on upon Redux.js toolkit package. It is purpose to build solve case data fetching and caching. That's exactly what we are doing, and supplying a compact but powerful toolkit to define API interface layer of your app intended to simplify common case use cases like loading data in a web application. Maybe the need of handwritten fetching. Okay. How are we supposed to do that? Do you have to install it additionally or it is available? Okay, it's available by default. How do you do that? Okay, it says create API. What's included? So you have this create API call. So we call it Pokemon API, whatever API. Then you have reducer path, which is Pokemon API. That's okay. Then the base query, fetch base query. Great, wait. I just want to see how does it work. So create API is a core RTX core functionality. So what you do is you basically call this create API and you give the reducer path, right? Then you have this base query, right? Fetch base query. Then you give a base URL. Then you get a builder. Okay, got it. So this is the base URL, right? Upon which you can just build all these things to get various kinds of information. This is really cool. This is really cool. This is really cool. Okay. Let's try to make this one, right? So I think this is a type of reducer, right? Yeah. Uh, let's try to create this inside a maybe services, right? So let's call it like news API dot dot API dot APS, right? We can use this, and what we can do is we can just import this create API from Redux toolkit, right? So we have query slash not React, yeah, of course React.
And then what you can do is we can have like something called create API. You can use this or yeah. So we can have like fetch base query, right? And then what's the base URL we have over here? That will be our base URL, I believe, right? Yeah. And then we'll have some endpoints. Yeah, now this makes sense. Okay, so we are in the wrong place, so we should not do it over here. Okay, guys. So I'm back and let's continue. So we are here. I think this is the base query, right? Then we need this thing. Why is it giving an error? I think here the endpoint is required. Yeah, that was the error. And you get a builder. Okay. So you need to return an object from here, which should have like it could have like various things. So get all articles, get all headlines. Okay. Query, and what we can do is we can just provide a type to this, which is articles in this case, right? What is this? So we have a query object, and then has name, right? This name is like the parameter which you want to receive. So let's say you don't want any parameter to receive, so we can just pass it empty, and then we can just pass any string, right? Okay. Now you can pass any query over here. What we'll do is we'll just go to news API right now. Right. So if you see, this was our headline, right? So this is the URL through which we can get all the headlines, which is this one. This is a get call, right? Okay. We can export this. right? So we can just export the sub part of it. So we can just say something like get all, yeah. It automatically constructs this function, right? Auto generated based on defined endpoints, right? So that's how it is. So it's, if we define like get all headlines, it will basically automatically make use all headlines, right? Let's try this out. Now the question is it like an endpoint? Right? Should we like, I have one question, like, what if we just do this? I mean, how to use this? Let's see, do we have any other documentation for this as well? Okay. No, we don't want this. I just want like how to use this. Okay. What we can do is we can just maybe, right? We can go to the news. Do we have to provide it as a reducer? That's the question. How to use, that was his name, right? How to use this? I mean, it's okay. We have created this, right? So news API. Let's see the output. Okay, we have an error. Let's see what is the error. Okay, we'll conclude this video over here. We'll we'll try to like I'll give you an update on like on maybe the community tab like about RTX. We'll maybe creating a full-fledged tutorial for this maybe sometime in the future, so we can cover this in much more detailed and compressed manner. Right, right. Thank you for watching this video. Also, you had a great time. You learned something. We created like a small like app which basically shows the news using Redux.js and React Toolkit. So I learned basically this was not a tutorial by any means. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Thank you for watching. Have a great day. Bye bye. I'll definitely try to like if you know how to use the or if you know anything about RTX thing, you can just comment down below. Thank you for watching. Have a great day. Bye. Bye.